Hello and welcome movie lovers. Hope you're doing well. In this video, we have brought for you. So, let's roll in.
October 4th, 2014, Goa, India. David Braganza, a drug courier, was on his last job. Tired of his dangerous life, he wanted to quit and live honestly for his family. But the drug dealer refused to pay him and tried to stop him from leaving. A fight broke out. In self-defense, David grabbed the dealer's gun and shot him. Just then, a police patrol saw everything. David ran into a forest to escape and stumbled upon a half-built police station. There, hidden in the shadows, he saw something shocking. Vijay Salgaonkar burying a dead body. That body was Sam, the son of retired Inspector General Meera Deshmukh. Terrified, David rushed home and told his wife Mary to flee with their child. But before they could escape, the police arrested David. He never revealed what he saw. 7 years later, Vijay and his family live quietly. The murder case that once haunted them is now closed, and no one knows Sam's body lies beneath the new police station's foundation. Vijay now owns a movie theater and plans to produce a film inspired by his own life story. His wife, Nandini, and daughters, Anju and Anu, support him wholeheartedly. Their neighbors, Jenny and Shiv, often fight. Shiv, a drunk and jobless man, abuses Jenny and begs for money daily. One day, during a fight, Shiv accuses Vijay's family of being Sam's murderers. After Vijay intervenes and throws him out, he advises Jenny to report the abuse to the police. Later, at a local tavern, some villagers look at Vijay with suspicion. Whispers about the past still linger. Vijay then checks the security systems he installed in his cinema and office with his staff member, Jose. He's always alert, always watching. One day, Mahesh Deshmukh, Sam's father, unexpectedly visits Vijay. He's come from London to perform his son's death rituals. Mahesh begs Vijay to tell him where Sam is buried, just to say goodbye. But Vijay stays silent. He won't risk everything for the truth to come out again. Soon after, Vijay meets Murad, a seasoned screenwriter, to discuss the movie script he's developing based on his past. A clever plan is unfolding. Amid all this tension, Vijay remains a devoted father and loving husband. He even throws a joyful birthday party for Anu. Despite the darkness that threatens their peace, Vijay's calm nature and clever mind hold his family together. But the past is not done with him yet. New threats are rising, and this time the truth might not stay buried. One of Vijay's oldest and most loyal friends was Savio, a gravekeeper. Over the years, Vijay had quietly supported him, even paying for Savio's daughter's education and wedding. Their bond was built on kindness and trust. Meanwhile, Meera and Mahesh Deshmukh were holding a quiet ritual for their son Sam. Even after all these years, Meera still couldn't forgive Vijay. To her, justice was never served, Sam's body was never found, and Vijay's alibi had been airtight. That night, Vijay met another friend, Galib, at a bar. Galib was promised a small role in Vijay's upcoming film. Vijay explained that the film's story, based on real events, had already been published in book form, but only a few copies were printed for copyright protection. Back at home, Nandini chatted with Jenny, their friendly neighbor. As they grew more comfortable, Nandini almost let slip the secret they'd been hiding for years, the truth about Sam's death. The next morning, the sudden arrival of police at their door caused panic. Anju, still traumatized from the past, froze in fear, but Vijay calmly reminded everyone to act normal. The police had actually come because Jenny had filed a complaint about her abusive husband, Shiv, something Nandini had encouraged her to do after witnessing the violence. The police gave Shiv a warning. One more complaint, and he'd go to jail. Anju, meanwhile, still suffered in silence. The trauma from that tragic night continued to haunt her, often triggering seizures and panic attacks. Elsewhere, David Braganza, the former drug courier, was released from prison. He returned home, ashamed that his family had struggled without him. Hoping to start over, he began searching for a job and stopped by Martin's tavern. Martin suggested he try asking Vijay. David couldn't place Vijay's face, but something about him felt strangely familiar. Later that night, Vijay shared drinks with Galib at his office until he passed out drunk. At home, Nandini once again spent time with Jenny. Feeling safe and trusting her, Nandini confessed everything about that fateful night. She didn't name Sam directly, but Jenny now knew the truth. Elsewhere, 2 officers, Sawant and Gaitande, were summoned. Gaitande, once suspended for torturing Vijay's family, had been called back by the new Inspector General Tarun Alawat, a sharp, methodical man known for solving cases no one else could. Soon, Mira arrived too. Jenny and Shiv were revealed as undercover agents. Tarun, Mira's old friend from the police academy, had recruited them 2 years earlier. They'd posed as a troubled couple and moved near Vijay as part of a carefully designed trap. When Tarun learned Vijay had recently sold a plot of land, the plan kicked into motion. Mira bought that land under Shiv's name, and Jenny was tasked with slowly gaining Nandini's trust. Their goal was simple: get close enough for Vijay or his family to slip up, and finally uncover the truth. Unknown to Vijay and his family, Tarun's team had already planted audio bugs around their house. Jenny, who had gained Nandini's trust, had been secretly recording every conversation. One night, Nandini unknowingly revealed a crucial truth. She told Jenny that Vijay was the only one who knew where Sam's body was buried. She added that before the police dug up their yard 7 years ago, Vijay had secretly moved the body somewhere else. With this new information, Tarun recreated the events of October 2014. On October 2nd, Sam was accidentally killed. The next day, Vijay sank Sam's car in an abandoned mine to destroy evidence. He then crafted a perfect alibi, altered bus tickets, forged ATM footage, and fake bills. Tarun believed that around 1 a.m. on October 3rd, Vijay moved the body while everyone slept. He even calculated that Vijay got home around 4:30 a.m., an hour before taking his family to Panaji by bus. That gave Vijay only 3.5 hours to carry out the burial, and he'd need 2 hours just to dig. That meant the furthest Vijay could go was around 45 kilometers. So Tarun ordered Sawant and Gaitande to search within that range, asking workers and locals who might have seen anything strange back then. A large cash reward was offered for helpful information, but no one remembered much. It had been 7 long years. Then came a lead. Subhash, a neighbor, recalled something. On that same night, he'd returned from buying an inhaler for his wife and saw Vijay's Jeep coming from a shortcut around 4 to 4:30 a.m. This supported Tarun's timeline. Tarun now understood. Vijay would have chosen a hidden, unusual spot to bury the body, somewhere no one would think to check. He needed to push the Salgan cars further. So, Tarun paid a surprise visit to Vijay's home while he was away. He introduced himself to Nandini and the daughters as the new Inspector General. He acted friendly but dropped sharp, unsettling remarks, saying how painful it was to see innocent people punished while real criminals roam free. He praised their support in Shiv and Jenny's case and subtly made it clear he was watching them closely. Not long after he left, Jenny rushed in, pretending to be panicked. She told Nandini that police were about to dig up a churchyard, thinking Sam's body was buried there. She urged Nandini to inform Vijay immediately. Nandini, terrified, called Vijay and told him everything. What she didn't know was, it was all part of Tarun's plan. This was a trap. Tarun knew Vijay would never let the body be discovered. If they pushed hard enough, Vijay might lead them to the real burial site himself. Meanwhile, Jenny and Shiv secretly listened to Vijay and Nandini's private conversation through the hidden mics they had installed. But Vijay, as always, stayed calm. He didn't fall for the trap. He told Nandini not to panic and gave away nothing. Tarun's plan to corner Vijay had completely failed. Later, Vijay calmly walked into the police station and met with Inspector Sawant. He confronted him politely, saying the police were harassing his family without solid proof, violating their peace. Elsewhere, David, the former drug courier, had found a job in Panaji. On his way, he stopped at Martin's Tavern. There he overheard men gossiping about Vijay's case, now reopened. They said the police were looking for anyone who had seen Vijay on the night of October 3rd, offering a huge reward. David didn't think much at first, but as he stood outside the police station waiting for his bus, he saw Vijay walking out of the same place, exactly as he had seen 7 years ago when he witnessed him burying the body. Suddenly, it all came back. That night, as David was escaping the cops, he saw Vijay at this very spot, burying something. David rushed inside and told the police. He knew where the body was. That night, Mira, Gaitande, and Sawant met David privately. He demanded the reward first before revealing anything. After being paid, David dropped the bombshell. His body is buried right here, beneath this police station. Tarun was stunned. No one had ever thought Vijay would hide the body beneath the police's own building. That's why Vijay was always so confident. It was the perfect cover. Tarun quickly arranged the paperwork for excavation. By morning, digging began. After several hours, bones were discovered. The police had finally found Sam's remains. At the Salgaonkar house, Vijay and his family were preparing to go out. Vijay checked the CCTV and noticed a green curtain covering the police station entrance and a large crowd. Suspicious, he called Jose, who confirmed that the police were digging at the station. Vijay's heart sank. He turned to his family and asked them to stay inside, promising once again to protect them at all costs. The forensic team packed the bones and sent them to the lab. A few days later, Meera and Mahesh visited Tarun to hear the results. The report confirmed the remains belonged to a 15 to 20-year-old male with a skull fracture, matching Sam's description. But final proof required DNA testing using the parents' blood. With this evidence, the court granted police the right to interrogate Vijay's family for 8 hours. Vijay and his family walked into the police station, calm and prepared. Tarun placed a photo in front of Vijay, a photo of David, the man who had seen him bury the body. After Vijay's detention, Meera arrived with Shiv and Jenny, her undercover agents. Together, they played an audio recording, Nandini's voice, revealing that Vijay had moved Sam's body years ago. Tarun took Vijay into a closed-door interrogation. He demanded answers: who killed Sam, why, and how. But Vijay stayed calm and denied everything, saying he and his family knew nothing about any murder. Frustrated, Tarun ordered Gaitande to bring in Vijay's family. In front of him, they were brutally tortured, a cruel move meant to break Vijay's silence. He begged them to stop, warning that Anju might have epileptic seizures. But they didn't stop until Anju collapsed, shaking violently. Seeing his daughter suffer, Vijay finally gave in. He offered a full confession, but on his own terms. He said that on October 2nd, 2014, while his wife and daughters were out, a teenage boy broke into his house. Vijay claimed he thought the boy was a thief. Acting in self-defense, he hit him with a stick. The boy fell, hit his head, and died instantly. Panicked, Vijay buried the body in the yard but later moved it to the police station site for safety. Only afterward did he learn the boy was Sam, Meera's son. Tarun recorded this statement. But what he didn't realize was this was all part of Vijay's plan. The confession didn't match the real events, but it was just enough to seem believable and keep his family safe from prosecution. The media storm began. News spread fast. Sam's body was found and Vijay was under arrest. Paparazzi crowded their home. Nandini blamed herself for confiding in Jenny. The girls, Anju and Anu, were terrified. The next day, Vijay's trial began. At the same time, Murad, the senior screenwriter, showed up at Tarun's office to reveal something shocking. Murad said he met Vijay in 2016, 2 years after Sam went missing. Back then, Vijay used a fake name, Vijay Godbol. He approached Murad with a movie script idea. Murad was fascinated by the story and agreed to work on it, with one condition: filming would only begin once both of them approved the final version. The story was about a boy named Yatin and his father Ram, a loving, protective man. Yatin got into a fight at a party when another boy flirted with his girlfriend. Yatin warned him, but the boy didn't listen. The two fought again at Yatin's home, where the boy died after hitting his head during a struggle. When Ram came home and saw what happened, he was devastated. In the story Vijay gave Murad, Ram buried the dead boy's body inside the construction site owned by the boy's own father, all to protect his son. Then Ram made a false confession, claiming he was the killer, just like Vijay had now done. Murad explained to the court that the story in Vijay's movie script was identical to the police's version of events. A year ago, Vijay even published it as a book under Murad's name, just to protect the copyright and plant the story ahead of time. The publishing bill was in Murad's name too, even though Vijay paid for everything. Vijay's lawyer then told the court that the video confession was not valid. It was made under mental pressure, as Vijay was forced to watch his family being tortured. To support his claim, the lawyer presented the book titled Drishyam, showing the story in it was exactly the same as the police's version, proving that Vijay's confession was likely inspired by a fictional script, not a real crime. Then came the twist that changed everything. The DNA test results arrived. The skeleton found under the police station did not belong to Sam Deshmukh. Tarun was furious. A man who didn't even finish elementary school had outsmarted the entire police force again. Later, Tarun asked Murad, "How does the story end?" Murad smiled. Vijay wanted the hero to win. As the truth unraveled, we finally learned the brilliant depth of Vijay's plan. Knowing that forensics would discover any body buried under the police station, Vijay had acted long before. He began looking for a similar case, a dead boy with matching age and injuries. He found one, and then befriended Savio, the gravekeeper. By supporting Savio, paying his daughter's school fees, wedding costs, and even settling his debts, Vijay earned his trust. One day he asked for a favor, to secretly retrieve a skeleton from an old grave, claiming it was for a film. Savio, trusting him completely, agreed. At the same time, Vijay befriended Ghalib, a forensic lab security guard and aspiring actor. He often bought him drinks, knowing Ghalib couldn't handle alcohol well. Slowly, he gained Ghalib's trust, promising him a role in his movie. On the day police found the body under the police station, Vijay swapped it. He had hidden a replacement skeleton in a secret compartment in his office. When the police sent the real body to the forensic lab, Vijay used his connection with Ghalib to get in. He got Ghalib drunk until he passed out, just as planned. Then, in a lab with no security cameras, Vijay replaced the skeleton with the fake one and took Sam's real remains away forever. No one knew, no one saw, and now no one could prove anything. After everything, Vijay drove far away to a quiet, isolated field, carrying Sam's real skeleton. There he burned the bones to ashes, erasing the last trace of the truth. Back in court, the DNA test proved that the bones found were not Sam's. With no real evidence, the judge acquitted Vijay of all charges. His lawyer filed a plea with the High Court to officially close the case forever, so Vijay and his family would never be dragged into it again. Just like in the movie script he had written, the protagonist walked away free. Vijay stepped out of court, passing through a sea of police officers who knew the truth but were powerless to act. He walked past Tarun and Sam's devastated parents, Mira and Mahesh. They had lost. Again. Vijay couldn't even look them in the eye. Deep down, he knew what he had done, but he also knew why. He had done everything to protect his family, even if it meant breaking the law. Later, the judge called Tarun to discuss the case. The judge admitted he knew the story came from a book and that the confession likely wasn't real. But Tarun simply replied, "We know the truth, we just can't prove it." Meanwhile, Vijay had one last thing to do. He still had a few bones from Sam's remains. He burned them too, then quietly sent the ashes to Mahesh's home, along with a letter asking never to be disturbed again. Despite the heartbreak, Mira and Mahesh performed the final rites, scattering their son's ashes into the sea. Mira, a mother who could never truly heal, had no choice but to accept the painful reality. From a distance, Vijay watched them, quietly relieved. He had kept his word to Mahesh to return Sam's remains. In the final scene, Vijay takes his family on a trip, away from it all. Looking at them with quiet love, he speaks in his heart. "My family is my world. I'll do anything to protect them, even if it means going beyond the limits of right and wrong."
Thanks for watching, and hope you have enjoyed this. See you in next amazing video. Till then, take care and best wishes, but don't forget to like and subscribe.